Welcome to Dave's Cooking Show, and for you today we have a chicken chipotle melt. All right, let's get on with making the first our chipotle sauce. What you want to do is first add a half a cup of sour cream. And then you want to add a quarter cup of mayo. And then you want to add the entire contents of a 7-ounce can of chipotles sitting in that lovely, lovely adobo sauce. And then you want to add the spices, salt to taste, a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of lime juice. Just get a fresh lime and give it one good little squeeze. And once that's all done, pop the top on and process this till everything is mixed together. Then you want to pour this into a bowl and store in the fridge for at least an hour before using. Okay, now time for the chicken rub. We're going to start off with 2 tablespoons of chili powder, about a teaspoon of paprika. You'll also want a tablespoon of cumin, a teaspoon of coriander, a teaspoon each of salt and pepper. So 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and about a half a teaspoon of oregano, and then about a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. More if you want this a bit more spicy. Then you just want to grab a little old spoon and mix this up. And now let's move on to getting the chicken ready. All right, as you can see here, I have cut a chicken breast in half lengthwise. And now I'm going to place another piece of clear film, Reynolds wrap, whatever you want to call it. And I want to pound these out just a little bit flatter, till they're about a half an inch thick or about 25% bigger, give or take. And then after this is done, you want to pat them dry with a paper towel. And then we'll be ready for the next step. Alrighty, as you can see here, my chicken is flattened and it's been patted dry with a paper towel. And now it's time to add the rub. And you're going to want to rub the shit out of this and pretty much coat every square centimeter of the chicken. And then we'll be heading on out to our grill, which is set up for indirect heat. Okay, we've got the grill set up for indirect heat. That's basically charcoal on one side, the meat on the other. And we're going to cook this about 250, 275. It is not going to take very long, only about an hour, maybe 90 minutes. And add a few little wood chips in there for some smoke. And so again, cook it till 165, but it'll only take, even on the low and slow technique, about 60 to 90 minutes. And through the magic of cooking show editing, they're done, and let's bring them on in the house. Okay, so let's move on to assembly. As you can see here, I've got a tortilla shell, and I'm taking some of that chipotle sauce we made earlier and spreading that around. Depending on how hot you like it, add a little bit more, a little bit less. And then you want to have some shreddis. And now we want to add some of that chicken. And then you want to add some cheddar cheese. And then you just want to wrap this thing up. And after you got it wrapped, you want to introduce it to a griddle. And then you just want to give this a couple of minutes each side on the griddle until this whole shell is nice and toasty and wonderful. All right, as you can see here, we've given this a couple of minutes on the griddle, and this thing is ready to serve. So the only thing left to do is just chop this sumbitch into 2 pieces And that's really it. So that is a chicken chipotle melt. Done. And look at that.